In VRChat, people can be whoever they want, and that freedom is what makes it so special. But lately, there's been a growing trend that's causing real concern. People self-diagnosing serious mental illnesses, especially Dissociative Identity Disorder, or DID. Today, we're going to look at why this happens, how it affects real people, and what we, as a community, can do about it.
Hey, how are you taking if you're poly?
I'm sorry to admit, but I am not our host. You would have to ask our host about that.
Why am I gonna have to ask a host about that?
What are you talking about, bro?
Come here. Because, me?
Yeah. I asked how you taking if you're poly.
That's our host thing they're taking. As in, I'm an alter.
Noisy doesn't have a voice box.
You do have a voice. You're in the same body. Stop lying.
Honey, you don't understand. Some alters literally don't have a voice box.
How can you not have a voice
Like
box?
my alter Anna.
He was just talking.
My alter Anna, she had her tongue ripped out.
So, like, does your body go through, like, a transformation when you switch? I don't get it.
No, like, my body, I can still speak. It's just, they aren't able to speak through my body because in a previous life, she had her so my alter Anna, for example, due to her being able to speak without a tongue, she ended up was fused with her sister, Anoma, who is actually the Queen of Hell, while Anna is actually an Archangel. It's basically like an oath as a kitsune, where if I lie, I lose one of my tails to a flaming ball. Oh, not really a flaming ball, a ball of fire, really.
So if you were to lie right now, you would turn into a ball of flame.
I would lose about 1,000,000 years worth of my life.
1,000,000 years? You only got, like, 40 left.
You'd be surprised. We kitsune can actually live very long.
I've got a good few. I think that are identifiable at least maybe 15. But that's also just because the root of them all comes from different forms of trauma that's been throughout your life. So all of them defend you from certain things. Just hit or miss, really.
Dissociative identity disorder is a real and serious mental health condition, often caused by severe long-term trauma in early childhood. It involves the presence of two or more distinct personality states, known as alters, that takes control of behavior at different times. It's not roleplay, it's not just mood swings, it's a coping mechanism built from years of trauma, and it deserves respect.
So, living with dissociative identity, it's nice, but at the same time, a lot of people pursue and believe it's a benefit. It's this great thing. It does come with its struggles, seeing that it's a diagnosed disorder that is rooted through PTSD. It's not something that people should really perceive as an escape. It's more of actually a way of, if I am trying to prevent further trauma from my body, it's a protection precaution. I think the biggest misconception that I've really seen is, like, in media, like film. Like, for an example, the movie Split. That movie really pisses me off because it shows a villainous side of dissociative identity, when in reality, the reason these alters even front is to keep us safe. For an example, if there were to be something happening in my life that could cause further PTSD to my system or to my body, an alter will front and put on a mask of sorts to defend me from further PTSD. So it's not really I'm gonna let this person out and they can do whatever they want and they can interact with whoever they want. You actually don't really get to choose who you send out unless, like, you actually need to target a specific alter. For an example, a trauma holder or a babysitter role.
In online spaces like VRChat, it's easy for people to experiment with identity, and that's usually harmless. But lately, more users are claiming to have DID without any diagnosis. Some do it because they truly think they might have it. Others use it as a form of roleplay, or even as a way to get attention. And when that happens, it doesn't just confuse people, it hurts the credibility of those who actually live with it.
I don't like seeing people use it as roleplay. Mostly because, even for an example, my trauma holder up here, she does not like men to begin with. And to see people be like, oh, well, that's Android 18, isn't it? She should be attracted to Krillin, right? I have to elaborate to them that no, she is not Android 18. She has chose that model as something that identifies for herself. She is not a character. She is not something to be played around with. She is something to actually defend me from situations where I feel unsafe. And if it was off busy role-playing, like most people do with these alters, 9 times out of 10 you're going to see an alter be away from actually keeping someone safe, which is missing the entire point of the identity that's fronting. Causes a lot of harm in all of us who have an actual diagnosis, because when I tell people I have dissociative identity, which I rarely do to begin with, because I don't like it to be out there, I don't like to be perceived as, oh, that's that voice actress with the ID. It really shows us as kind of just a figment of an imagination, or it shows that we're just doing this to use it as a way to communicate with others, not as ourselves. When in reality, we don't even choose to use this. This is very much an actual coping mechanism to make sure we are not there fronting when actual traumatic incidents occur.
It's important to remember you can't diagnose or disprove someone through a screen, but there are red flags that might suggest someone might not be genuine. They treat alters like characters in a show. They switch on demand for entertainment. Their behavior changes only when an audience is watching. Or they talk about DID using stereotypes or movie tropes. Again, this isn't about judging, but about protecting the integrity of real mental health conditions.
Talk to someone with an actual disorder. The best way to actually find out about dissociative identity is to actually talk to someone with dissociative identity. Hands-on experience is the best way of learning. As a teacher, I will never turn down questions if people ever do have questions, because it furthers education. Yeah, you can find plenty of websites online. I know Mayo Clinic sometimes has a pretty okay definition, but then there's other websites that have been misinformed and mistrued of, oh, well, this is a disorder that people just pretend to be this. When in reality, it's more of a, hey, this person comes to front to defend you from further pain. It is an emotional disturbance listed quite literally in the psychological list of emotional disturbances. It's not something to just poke fun at. I think having a genuine form of mental health in this game would definitely benefit those who actually have a diagnosis. The good thing is, in this game, you can look however you want, which is nice. It can be a good thing and it can be a bad thing, obviously. But it's a good thing because in this game, if somebody wants to front, they can actually look like themselves and they don't have to look like the host. I think the best thing that this game has been doing is I've liked that they've been enforcing the pronoun tag, or they allow people to use the magic chat box. It's nice for those of us who really need to address out there, hey, that's not me right now.
Calling someone out rarely helps. Public confrontations can lead to harassment, mental health crisis, or even false accusations. Instead, try a few of these. Don't engage in drama. If you're uncomfortable, quietly mute or block. Don't encourage performative behavior. Avoid feeding it with attention. Encourage real help. You can say something like, "Hey, it might be good to talk to a professional about what you're experiencing." Educate the community. Share real, fact-based resources instead of gossip. The goal isn't to expose people, it's to create a culture of understanding and accuracy.
I wish people wouldn't immediately assume that people are faking as soon as meeting them. Like, yes, there is some people out there that have faked disorders. Yes, I agree. But I don't like that people immediately jump to a summation that everybody is faking because they don't think it's considered an emotional disturbance, or they don't think it's actually considered a disorder. This is really harmful to those of the people who are in this game and actually do have diagnosed disorders. Not only is there people on this game with dissociative identity, there's people on this game with schizophrenia, there's people on this game with Tourette's syndrome, but I do believe that there's also been a stigma behind all of these diagnoses as well, which is very painful to those who have actual diagnoses.
We can't control who says what online, but we can control the kind of space we create. Platforms like VRChat need better education, moderation, and access to mental health resources. And as users, we need to remember, empathy doesn't mean blind belief. Curiosity doesn't mean cruelty, and real disorders deserve real understanding, not trends.
Yeah, I understand to be patient with those who do. As much as these people may come off as being able-bodied, it is still an invisible technical disability-ish in a way. It's something that doesn't exactly show on the surface until you actually talk to someone. Make sure you genuinely communicate, and if you're genuinely curious and you don't want to be rude about it, if you approach someone and ask them genuine questions, you should be fine. But please just be respectful and ask questions where you're confused. I appreciate Kia for interviewing me today because it's nice to actually have someone listen and communicate and actually educate.
Mental health is complex. It's not a costume, not a story arc, and not an identity trend. Be kind, be informed, and remember, the best thing we can do for people with DID or anyone struggling mentally is respect their reality and stop turning it to performances. Thanks for watching, and for taking the time to learn about this issue. Conversations like this aren't about judgment, they're about understanding. If you found this video helpful, hit like, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more content on online culture, mental health, and awareness. And remember, mental health isn't a trend. It's real, it's serious, and it deserves respect. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. See you in the next one.